Hi, good afternoon from Camino Island. Hello, Ava, Maxwell, Amelia, Trip, and Gavin. It's good to see you. And here is a book I want to share with you. This is called The Walloping Window-Blind. Now, that sounds weird. You can see the boat and you can see the airplane. The airplane never leaves the boat. This is a crazy story written by Carryl. It's a classic adventure, but what's really special about this book are the amazing pictures. Listen to the story. It starts with our friend the seagull. You know I love birds. And this is called an engine. And the engine is full, ahead, half ahead, slow, and then stand by. And then if you pulled the handle all the way around, it would go full stop, half stop. So this is nautical, and I love nautical stories. This is The Walloping Window-Blind. And Jim LaMarche is the wonderful illustrator. And I'll read the words, and then I'll show you. There's a little girl there. That's the captain of the ship. And I will show you the pictures to you after I read the story, except for that one, because you just had to have a look. A capital ship for an ocean trip was a walloping window blind. No gale that blew dismayed her crew or troubled the captain's mind. WWB on the stern means walloping window blind. And it has propellers. It has a sail. It's kind of silly. The man at the wheel was taught to feel contempt for the wildest blow, and it often appeared when the weather had cleared that he'd been in his bunk below. Oreos. Do you see that? Kind of interesting below decks, isn't it? He's reading the funny papers. The boatswain mate was very sedate, yet fond of amusement too, and he played hopscotch with a starboard watch while the captain tickled the crew. Wouldn't that be fun to jump off? Oh my goodness. What are they doing on top of that wing? And there's the captain reading the funnies again. And the gunner we had was apparently mad, for he stood on the cannon's tail and fired salutes in the captain's boots in the teeth of the booming gale. You're going to see the booming gale. There's the cannon going off. The captain sat in a commodore's hat and dined in a royal way on toasted pigs and pickles and figs and gummery bread each day. And that's why I thought the captain, look at the fig Newtons, and the jar of pickles. Can you see the jar of pickles? Yeah. And hot dogs, that's the... And look at that, there's a little bell on the seagull. Toasted pigs was another word for hot dog. I'll let you look again. There's the hot dog. And she's offering a sardine to the... There's so much in these pictures. Offering a sardine to the seagull that had a bell around its neck. But the rest of us, excuse me, ate from an odious plate. For the food that had given the crew was a number of tons of hot cross buns chopped up with sugar and glue. Ugh. Would you want to eat that? Me, neither. I don't think the crew looks happy. We all felt ill as mariners will on a diet that's cheap and rude. And on the poop deck shook when we dipped the cook in a tub of his gluesome food. So they let the cook know, we're not eating this stuff. Hot cross buns and glue. Blech. The nautical pride we laid aside, and we cast the vessel ashore on the Gulliby Isles where the poo-poo smiles and the anagandanzars roar. Anaganzars. They're roaring. And you can see the Walloping Window-Blind is run aground on the beach. There's a prop off the airplane. This was the poo-poo. Do you see him smiling? Here's the anaganzars roaring. Our friend the seagull with a bell. Composed of sand was that favored land, and trimmed with cinnamon straws, and pink and blue was a pleasing hue on a tickle-toe teaser's claws. We climbed to the edge of a sandy ledge and soared with a whistling bee, and we only stopped at 4 o'clock for a pot of cinnamon tea. Here are the tickle-toe teaser's toes that are blue and pink. Here's a cup of cinnamon tea and the cinnamon sticks on the beach. And there's a buzzing bee in here somewhere. Do you see the buzzing bee? There it is. There's the buzzing bee. And this is him flying. From dawn to dusk on rub-a-bub bark, we fed till we had all grown, uncommonly thin. Then a boat blew in on a wind from a torriby zone. They're going to get rescued off the island. She was stubby and square, but we didn't care, and we cheerily put to sea. We plotted our course for the land of Blue Horse, due west across the Peppermint Sea. I hope you like the story. Lots of new words, like, what was it? Anaganzars? Anagazanders. That's the right way to say that. Anagazanders was a new word for me. That was the roaring Anagazanders. And what was the other big word? It was the tickle-toe teaser. Tickle-toe teaser. I love when people play with words and make up new words that we haven't heard before. And I bet they look so happy. The tickle-toe teaser is saying, look, look, a boat is coming. It's a great story. Thanks for listening.